Hey there, it's Mike Frieder here with On-Call Compliance Solutions, and I'm back with another compliance tip of the week. Today we're talking about NIST SP 800-101 Control 3.5.6, disable identifiers after a defined period of inactivity. Now, this is a very interesting one because we already discussed what an identifier is, right? We're going to consider it to be our username or our account, right? Again, the identifier technically is the username, but again, the idea is that we want to disable these identifiers if they've just been inactive for a long time, right? Like if we've got an account and we fired a guy a year ago, and there's no real mechanism to make sure that someone who hasn't logged into our system in a year can't still log in, well then it just remains active, and that's pretty scary, right? So we don't want that to happen because God forbid somebody just kind of forgets about it. Maybe they just decide a year later that their life is really terrible because you fired them and you were really mean about it on the way out, and then they decide, you know what, I think I still have my username and password to that company. I bet I could probably get in remotely. And somebody did forget it, in fact, and then they're able to log back in and really create a big, a big storm, if you will, right? So, hey, obviously we need some way of not making your ex-employees' lives terrible. No, I'm just kidding. But ultimately, we do need to be able to disable their accounts after some predefined amount of time to make sure that people aren't able to just get in there forever. And that's the real problem, is a lot of these, ransomware attacks and, cyber attacks that are happening on these systems that just aren't maintained at all. And so I think it's really awesome that during you having to get compliant, you're going to learn about really not just how to be secure, but also really how to do proper real system administration and management. It's kind of cool. So anyway, before I nerd off onto the sunset here, if I was to give a sample answer, I would say, hey, look, this is implemented. An annual service ticket has been created to check for accounts which are no longer in use. If an account has not been logged in for more than 180 days, the account is disabled. This activity is automated through PowerShell scripts and task scheduling. Lots of big hints there, guys, basically telling you how to do it. So again, you can definitely automate this task. You can create a PowerShell script. It can clean it up every 180 days. Another way to do it is in your IT ticketing system. You can certainly create a service ticket. If you have no IT ticketing system and you're one employee, you can create a sticky note and stick it up against your monitor. Whatever it is that it takes to create your policy, so that at some defined period of time, you're going back through and eliminating all the stuff that doesn't need to be there. Now, I got to tell you, we walk in to hundreds of networks for people every year, okay? And certainly we're not picking on anybody, but I will tell you it is just so not unusual that an IT guy that just started 2-3 years ago is still just barely unballing the ball of yarn, if you will, that was a network that's 15 years old, all right? And the last thing that's really important to them is whether or not there are old accounts in there, because their primary focus is like just walking in that day and getting the users to be able to function the way they're supposed to function. So the idea of actually going back and doing maintenance, right, that's like completely secondary, right? Nobody notices that stuff. So again, I think it's really good to have this control in here, and I think it's a very logical thing to do. I can't tell you, I think probably about 80 to 90% of the networks we walk into, always a plan of action with milestone item is to go clean up Active Directory. It's almost embarrassing how much junk is in there. So hey, if you're trying to get compliant with DFARS, NIST SP 800-171 or CMMC on your own, and you're looking for help, we can do that. Our compliance experts are always on call for you. Visit NIST 800-171compliance.com to get us hands-on, or check out the bio below for links that will make your life easy. There you can find some more information about how we can help. Self-schedule time at your convenience with one of our compliance experts through any form on the website, or learn more about our completely done-for-you services that can have you on your way to being compliant in just 2 to 3 days. And hey, one of my editors just told me, he said, hey, did you know that the whole 2 to 3 day process, like everything they'd ever want to know, is actually sitting at a link in the bio. It's under that free CMMC training for defense contractors. I don't know, you have to click, you know what, go click all the links below and then you'll figure out which one's the right one. But it's a free training. It's got a big blue screen and my beautiful face on it. Yeah, beautiful-ish. I don't know, we'll go with it. And you can click there. It's basically, it's a live webinar. We're running it all the time. And you can go in there and you can literally see our entire process start to finish. It's so cool. Never talk to a sales guy. Never talk to one of our compliance experts if you don't want to, but we'll tell you literally how we do it. And so much more. So again, really any way that we can make your life easy, we're all about doing that. We're all about keeping our country secure. And if you love the content we're putting out for you, help us out with a big thumbs up on that like button, or even better, smash that subscribe button to get the latest compliance content as soon as our compliance nerds roll it out. It's a great way to stay prepared for that upcoming CMMC certification everybody's going to have to eventually go through. And hey, until the next compliance tip, my friends, stay safe and secure out there, and hit us in the comments below to let us know what you'd like to know more about when it comes to information security and compliance. And I'll see you on the next one.